Hello, in this lesson we're going to make sure that everything on your computer is up to date because we've all had that instance where the computer decides to update and it is at the most inconvenient time. So this will help avoid those problems so your classroom can continue running smoothly. So the first thing we need to check that's up to date are our browsers. You can go to this website, whatismybrowser.com, and it will always tell you what browser you're using. So I'm using Internet Explorer, and it'll even tell you the version of Windows, because a lot of people don't know what version they're using. So to check to make sure it's up to date, go down to Tools, and go down to About, Internet Explorer. Hey look, it also tells us what version we're doing. I have mine set to install new versions automatically. If you don't have that set up, I recommend it. That way it just does it automatically. Now, we'll go into a later setting where it will determine when you update that. But you can always push an update through right now. So install new versions automatically. So I have that set so it just does it for me. We have so much to do as teachers. There's no reason we need to add something else to do to our day. So do that. That's how you do that in Internet Explorer. Now Chrome, I wished I had been recording because mine actually needed a few updates, and when I went into it, it automatically did them. So this is Google Chrome, and it comes up where we have. So you go into those three little dots over here on the far right hand corner. If you go into Help and then About Google Chrome, alright, it will tell you what version you're using. Yeah, those numbers don't mean anything to me either. We'll say this is one place where Internet Explorer makes it a little bit easier. So, but it tells me that Google Chrome is up to date. If it's not up to date, it will give you the option to update, or it will just do it for you automatically. Now, my Google Chrome did need to restart when it did it, but it opened up my tabs exactly as I had them. Now, I don't know if you would be working on a paper if it would do that. So, try to do this before class starts, the day before, say, hey, Wednesday at 1 o'clock during my planning, that's what I do. I update my information. Or maybe while, you have a kid taking attendance. There's millions of times you can do that, but it's important to make sure your equipment, is up to date and in working order. It's kind of like coming in with pencils that aren't sharpened or pens without ink or ripped paper. So you want to make sure you're prepared for your kids just as you expect them to be. So the other thing that you really need to make sure is up to date is Windows, okay? And we're going to show you a couple places you can look for that. Right down here, it says Show Hidden Icons with this little caret arrow. So I have icons here. So I have Adobe Reader 10 is no longer supported. This is my Outlook. This is my Charter Security Suite, my antivirus software. A Java update is available. So any kind of updates on software, sometimes they'll appear down here. So let's go ahead and look. Java update is available. Yeah, we want to install that. Java updates all the time. It failed to do it. So I'm going to have to uninstall my Java and reinstall it. But that's not what this is about. Okay? So, but you can see the update's gone. So this is my audio settings, Intel graphics. So let's see what Adobe Reader 10 has to say. So hey, it's no longer supported. It's available. Download it and install it. No time like the present. So sometimes this can take a while. It just depends. So it's a really great thing to start on and then maybe go to lunch. This gives me the option to minimize it, cancel it out, all sorts of things that I can do. So it's connecting to the server. That's not your internet speed, so be aware of that. Sometimes people think this is associated with how fast an internet speed is. It's not. It just depends on the size of the file that it's downloading. Just like it won't take you any time at all to carry one box into your classroom versus 75. It'll take you some time. I don't know how long this program is. Now, people are like, oh, you downloaded something without checking out. I know Adobe Reader is a legitimate program. I know Java is a legitimate program. If you get a message that pops up that says, hey, Acrobat Reader, those are generally okay. You always want to read and be very careful. And if you're suspicious, it's better to err on the side of caution and ask someone that knows. There was a virus that came out a couple years ago that looks legitimately like a Windows virus. People would click on it because they thought it was a Windows update, and then it would hijack their computer. They would not be able to get that free. I do want it to make changes. They would not be able to get their computer free unless they paid this mysterious $150. I did work with people that had paid it. It came back as an adult website on their bank account, and their computers were not freed. So just, be careful when you do these updates. If you're online surfing, may not be a legitimate website, make sure you read everything very carefully, and even the best people can still get duped. So, but this is down here, generally pretty safe down here. Okay? So it's checking everything out. See, these things can take time. So it is important that you keep them up to date. So while that's doing that, let's go ahead and go into Windows. So you go down here. You know, this is one thing I hate about 10. It makes it hard to find stuff, but you can click on Settings. Okay? And so in here, you know, I want to know about updates and security. Windows Update, Recovery, and Backup. It's always really good to back up your computer. I'm not the best at it, I'll be honest. But I am getting better at it since I lost everything in my hard drive crashing on my desktop computer. So this is an update status. It looks like my computer is set to be updated soon. So you see all these things, update. These are security updates. These are things that these programs have found that hackers can get into. So do you really care about them? No, I don't. Okay, you need to fix that. Don't know what that is. Don't care. I just know that I need it to make my computer run better. So you can, if it's set to restart right in the middle of your class, you can go ahead and restart your computer now, and it'll restart and do the updates. As soon as I'm done making this video, I'm actually going to take a break for lunch. So I will probably hit restart now and do that. So just, you know, things you can do ahead of time. It's always good to prepare, you know. So you can do restart options, update settings. You can restart options. You can set the time that it restarts. I set mine at 4:08 a.m. I don't know why I put it that way. I just did. But as you notice, it is 3:36 a.m. So it's set to restart pretty soon. Okay. Advanced options. So choose how updates are installed. Give me updates for Microsoft products when I update Windows. So these are other things like your Outlook, your Microsoft Office, any other Microsoft product outlet that you might update. Okay, and use my sign-in to automatically finish setting up my device after an update. I'm going to go ahead and check that. Okay, choose how updates are delivered. Okay, PCs on my local network and PCs on the internet. Okay, PCs on, you don't need to worry about this. It's not something that's going to affect you. Okay, so this is really set for Windows to update automatically. What you don't want to happen is you to ignore these, no, don't restart, no, don't restart, and you're just working and working. And then in the middle of your class, your computer decides to update. And when it starts that update process, you cannot stop it. It will go through. And so then you start with something like update 3 of 266. And then you're there for 2 hours without a computer when you desperately may need one. So let's go back to our... So this is still running this. So this may take some time. And that's okay. I'm just making a video about how to update stuff so that your computer runs very smoothly and efficiently and you don't have to worry about it for your classroom.